Yo guys, this is willismur and welcome to today's new video where we are going to be looking at the new FIFA 21 market crash that has really been going on for multiple days now, and why cards are so low, why they may not have been rising, and where they will go in the future. So make sure that you stay till the end and I'll tell you what I think is going to happen. So to start off today's video, unfortunately my squad was very much hit. I have quite a few players that have lost a lot of value in the squad. I just didn't want to sell it. I really love the team and I wanted to go through the first weekend league at least with this team. I still have about 200, just over 200k in the bank, so I'm not really lacking on coins or anything, but there are some players in here that have dropped in value and I'm going to tell you why and maybe when they will rise back up, or if they will rise back up in the future. So if we look at my team here, the big outstanding one that I'm going to have to say is Alphonso Davies. If we look at his price right now, he is below, I believe it was 50k. Yeah, he's like almost at 40k now. I bought him for straight at 70k a couple weeks ago, and that just shows you how much this guy has dropped off, unfortunately, because he pretty much is pace. His defending and physical isn't the best, but his pace is right there. So I should probably sell him before Squad Battle Rewards tonight, if I'm honest, because he's gonna drop even more. And that's something else that I wanted to talk about. In my other videos that I've been putting out, the tips that I've been giving have actually still worked out. If you're buying at those buy times that I said, whether it's Division Rival Rewards when they drop, or if it's Squad Battle Rewards, those are the best times to go and get those cards, because no matter what, they are going to rise from those points, because that's when the most supply is. So once you don't have as much supply, obviously the price will go up at least a little bit. Even the cards that I bought from last week still went up in price. I sold them earlier on in the week, and then the ones that I wasn't able to sell earlier on that didn't really rise ended up rising by the end of the week by about 1 or 2k, so it still worked out even though there was a market crash. The other cards that you want to look at are cards like Conte and Vardy, which are a bit more high-end, which have actually been going up in price from about a week ago. So these two cards have actually gained a lot since last week when I was actually losing some on them, but now they're back up towards the price that I bought them at. So there are certain cards that gained, certain cards that fell off. But another one of those cards that we're going to look at is Gareth Bale. If we look at his card right now, he is about, I believe, 70k, yeah, around 70k. I believe I bought him for just under 100, yeah, 94k. So once again, we lose about 25k on that card, but I'm not going to sweat it too much. It's just one of those things. I honestly thought that the market was going to rise this weekend, like it has in the past, or not on the weekend, but throughout the Thursday-Friday period, that it would rise a lot. The Saturday sell-off obviously had a big impact and crashed the market quite a bit, because some people just played through their games on that day. Some people are going to wait till today. And remember, Weekend League has been extended this weekend, so actually the sell-off will continue on to Monday. So you have to make sure that you pay attention to that. Although this year I don't know if sell-offs will be as big because the gameplay isn't as bad as it's been in the past. I mean, you could really argue that, but I think the general consensus around all the players that I've talked to and all the content creators is that this game isn't as bad as past games, but it's not great. So at least people might play it a bit more, but maybe not as much as you would expect. So if we look at any other cards in this team, the other big one that I was gonna sell just the other day because I did end up getting Goretzka was Kai Havertz. I bought him for just under 110,000 coins at 109, and now I believe he's only 85k. He is actually he may be rebounded since I last checked, but he is pretty low now. But I can only see him rising just due to the fact that people want to have these meta cards in their team. The people that maybe played with 50k team, 100k teams this weekend might be able to upgrade to players like this after rewards. So you have to expect them to continue to go up at least until the Black Friday crash, which will be in a few weeks. So make sure that you just stay on those and just make sure that, yeah, everything should go back up at some point. And that's my big thing here. Maybe not everything. Like low rated cards like Davies, I would say like the really cheap cards like Mbabu, Davies, Klosterman probably won't go up anymore from where they are at now. If you want to try and get them during Squad Battle Rewards when the supply comes in and then sell them a couple days later, that's obviously going to make you at least 1 or 2k profit. But other than that, there's not too much that you can do with those low cards. The other ones, for example, though, like Conte, Vardy, or Upamecano, they're different. They are more just meta cards that will be used in many teams for weeks to come. So you have to expect they will rise and continue to rise again. But right now, we already looked at some of the players that are low. We looked at my team, specifically with players that are low. But now we're going to look at the overall market and show you just how it's trended down in recent days. So if we look directly here at Footpin. You can see where the market was at its highest, which was on October the 5th, on the Monday during EA Access. It was at 108.82, and you can just see how over time it's just completely gone down. By launch day it was at about 80, then it went back up on Tuesday, which was actually a pretty solid day to sell. I sold a lot of cards on Tuesday, and it went back up to 87, but now we are all the way down to 65, and it could go even lower tonight due to squad battle rewards. So you just have to make sure that you are looking at this. You can see that it's trending downwards, but it did go down here, but then it went back up just a little bit, so you have to expect that to happen throughout the week. At least I would think that some of this market will end up going up. I really don't know, because this year is definitely a different year. People have been expecting certain things to happen, and it hasn't happened. Cards were way overvalued in the beginning compared to what people thought they would be worth. So I think this year is definitely a new year on the market. It's kind of like FIFA 19, where I believe that was just kind of a crazy year for prices, and people really had to understand the market, and really only understood it in the second half of the game just because of how weird some of the prices and the way that the market crashes were. If you guys liked the video, make sure that you hit the like button, because you know likes have been a little bit low lately, and also subscribe because we are so close to 500 subs, so make sure that you come back for more FIFA 21 content. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.